What's up everybody, this is Mattia, and today we're going to take a look at the Kbear Stellar. These are a pair of $3 earbuds that absolutely astounded me, especially for this price range. They really crushed my expectation of what these were going to sound like. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, for people that are looking for deep sub bass, for people that are fond of EDM, drum step, dubstep, any genre that implies some kind of impact, some kind of sub bass, rumble, depth, and slam, I don't think these are going to satisfy those people. But for those who don't need isolation or just want to try earbuds, want to see in what they differ from IMs, I think that these are a very good choice for that. And on the most kinds of genres, these cope very well, and especially with acoustic tracks, vocal tracks. They are very good for that. Just do not expect an especially thumpy bass. Do not expect almost any sub bass response, but that is commonly the physical limitation of an earbud being open and not having a seal like IMs. And these are made for people, I think, that want something different from my amps and want a more natural, a more open, and a non-sealed thing on your head so that you can hear anything that's going on around you. Build quality is damn simple. They have the classic MX500 shell. They have this acrylic open design, and they are very transparent. You can see the driver inside, and these should have the same 15.5 millimeter driver from the V Monks. I just decided to opt for these because they costed less. And they had much less pricey shipping in my country, which is Italy. And yeah, they have this kind of smoked gray look to them. They are all. I think that this is acrylic, and this is standard plastic. You find these round plasticky things on every single earbud, so it's a standard shell. It's nothing fancy. And then you get the cable, which is actually very good. It's the standard rubber kind of wire. It is not particularly fancy. It has a bit of a rubbery feeling, like if you pass your finger onto it, it is going to be a bit scratchy almost. And you go down there, and you have the splitter, which is as simple and as plain looking as the wire itself, but as long as it's functional, no problem with that. And then you have these two flat thread, and it comes off to this very small, very clean looking 3.5 millimeter jack. This is so small that it fits into the 6.3 millimeter original HD600 adapter. It doesn't even reach the size of my thumb, and it has this non-functioning at all strain relief look. It doesn't work at all. I don't know why they put this thing on there, because it doesn't really work. But yeah, simple design, simple cable, easy. It's an easy thing. Build, it's an easy thing for these. Comfort. I originally really liked the foamies, full foamies that came with these in the plastic bag. Yeah, these came with a plastic bag. Do not expect more at this price range. And but after some time, after some days of having these on for severe hours at a time, I decided that they were relatively scratchy to my eardrums, to my eardrums. My God, to my concha, and they were kind of bragging their weight around my ear opening, and it wasn't that pleasing after a while. So I decided to just pull them off and expose the plastic. Okay, let's get this out. Right now, these are not very comfortable for me. However, for those people who have already tried earbuds and or are fine with the fit of the standard AirPod, I'm not talking about the AirPod Pros, I'm talking about the EarPods and the AirPods. Both of them. If you are customized to that fit, I think that these are going to fit you very well. You're not going to have any issue with these. And yeah, the only part that really bothers me, there are actually two problems with these. One is that this kind of you can see right here the sleeve from the plastic connecting to the acrylic rest of the shell, the chamber, as you might want to call it. And that part scratches on my ear after 1 hour, an hour and a half, and it isn't all that pleasing after some time. And the other problem that I have is only on my right ear canal, because my right ear canal is smaller in terms of the actual size and diameter than the left one. The left one honestly fits me perfectly. The right one tends to slip out from my ear, and it actually hurts. Like, it physically hurts. It's not only discomfort, it hurts. But I think that this thing goes for all earbuds. There are some that have a slightly different shape from these, but generally, if you find earbuds comfortable, you are going to be comfortable with these too. They're not any different from your standard earbuds as far as fit goes. These indeed do not isolate almost anything from outside noises. They isolate even less than the HD 600s with the stock pads, and you can hear anything that's around you. I think that is positive for people that want to be aware of their surroundings, and it is a negative if you want to get on a busy street, if you want to get on a bus, where you need a bit of isolation, just a slight bit. These don't have none, unless you put the foamies, and they kinda isolate like 20% of the noises outside, but do not expect an IM kind of isolation. These do not provide that. Sound quality. Goddamn, this is the part where these really shine through. The Kbear Stellar is an amazing set of earbuds. They sound very good. And I'm going to describe... Where was I? Sorry about that. My battery died. So, sound signature. These have a bit of a boosted sub-bass that goes relatively cleanly into the mid-bass frequencies. then there's a scoop somewhere in the mids, and then a huge rise in the lower treble, or not in the upper mid-range, but in the lower treble, and then it goes for another ride, another U into the upper treble. And it is not a very linear sound. It is a more fun, more deceptive signature. So I say that the bass is boosted, especially the sub bass. What I'm meaning with this is, no, these are an open earbud. They're not going to satisfy bass heads. In songs from Skrillex, Deadmau, Fractal, they don't perform really well, but the sub bass boost helps them have a nice body, a decent quantity of bass, a decent quantity of mid bass presence, and it sustains the song rather than dominating it and completely being a part of it. It's a kind of, it's there, but it's not the main strength of these, definitely. And you really don't need this in rock songs, in metal songs. You don't need this in acoustic tracks or orchestral passages. You don't really need the bass lift. But I want to advise you, if you listen to a lot of bass songs and you have a lot of EDM in your playlist, I don't recommend these for you. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. But this also goes for other earbuds, many other earbuds. Then you go up into the mid-range, and the mid-range of these is very satisfying. It is energetic, it is a fun, entertaining mid-range, lively and sparkling. Vocals come off a bit thin, especially female vocals, but they are very clear, at least with them completely naked from the foam covers. If you put the foam covers on these, they become much more of an all-rounder. But I think that they lose clarity. But what they lose on clarity, they gain on bass and sub-bass. And so EDM and drumstep, dubstep, electronic music becomes more tasteful and more palpable, enjoyable with these, with the foam covers. If you leave them completely open, things such as fucking there are people pounding, of course. It's 12 a.m. and there are people that are still fucking pounding. This is the problem of living in a condominium. There are some times that simply people don't give a fuck about what you're doing, and they start doing works. Currently, they are hammering. And this goes on for 3 days now, and I'm not tolerating it anymore. My God. Sorry about that. You have to bear with me. Yeah, I was going to in the mid-range. Without the foam covers, things such as guitar bites, such as actually vocals and violins and strings and piccolos and mandolones. What the fuck is a mandolones? A mandolin is what I meant to say. Mandolones. Those kind of instruments, those kind of more natural brass instruments, even those become more apparent, clearer, more defined, and they have better imaging without the the foam covers, and they gain also a bit of Soundstage. And moving on to the treble. The treble can get a bit spiky with some songs. Those songs that really highlight the treble category, these are actually very forgivable, but they do indeed prefer a better recorded track for sounding the best. And those songs that lack a bit of sub bass and mid bass, such as the Billy Joel, such as the Billy Joel live album, it lacks a bit of bass, and these can get across a bit thin, especially considering the elevation in the treble. However, the upper treble and in the transitioning from treble to upper treble is done very smoothly, and the upper treble has a massive spike. However, I'm not going to tell you that this spike bothers me, because what it gives to these is an astounding amount of openness and an astounding amount of detail retrieval. That spike in the upper treble almost makes you believe that there is a huge quantity of added detail to these. And it comes off as something extraordinarily open, airy, and decently wide. The soundstage is decently wide. It is less wide than the Blonde BL01, and it is wider and deeper than the Moondrop Starfields. The thing that these do very well, however, is a sense of space and air that none of the IMs I've tried, not even the Moondrop Starfields, have this sense of extreme, like, it is as almost like the music is not coming from the earbuds themselves, but it is more circulating around you. I'm not telling you that these have a wide soundstage. They have a decently wide soundstage, but I watched some threads in the forums of Headfi, and people say that these do not compare in terms of soundstage to something like the VZen 2.0 or the Dendropis Toneking. Dendropis, I don't know how they are called, but they are like those green ones. They have really good amount of soundstage. These are not going to compete with those, but you also have to consider that if you want to get those, you have to pay 30 times the price of these. And that's why I am so much happy with these. Because for the price, for what you pay, absolutely incredible. And I discovered, I'm going to talk about this in another video, in a comparison about the earbuds design versus open back headphone design versus IM design. And I discovered some interesting things with these that none of the other two, nor the open back headphones nor IMs, managed to do. And that is a sense of naturalness, effortlessness that even these $3 earbuds managed to convey. I don't even want to think what a VZen 2.0 can do. I don't even want to think what a Theo EM5 is able to do. I'm severely impressed. I did not expect this kind of detail retrieval, this kind of tonality, this naturalness, this almost like lifelike timbre. Now, when you're comparing these to the Moondrop Starfield, these clearly do not have the same amount of bass, they do not have the same texturization, they do not have the same rumble, they do not have the same amount of details, despite these being very detailed. And they are not going to sound nearly as complete and as extended as the Starfields, aside from the upper treble. However, what these do with classical music, with orchestral music, with true and natural instruments, it blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. The sense of realism that these convey is particularly good. And as far as amplification goes, listen, these are very easy to drive, but I discovered that crossing from the Zishan Z2 from that player to the combination of the Catastone board and my JDS Atom, I think that the JDS Atom added a bit more body to the mids, and it had a smidgen more impact to the mid-bass frequencies. So yeah, these are going to be powered very easily from a phone. I think that they require a bit more power from something like the Starfields, simply because they are an open design, and to get music to your ears the same volume that something that goes into your ear canal does, you need to crank these up a bit more. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with these. God damn it, what I wonder what the fuck they're doing up there. And yeah, I'm very content with these. I'm very happy that I made this purchase just to know what the heck earbuds were capable of. They have some trade-offs, for sure. That is something that is known among earbuds people. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if these were comfortable for me, if I could wear these for hours and hours to an end, and they didn't sleep out from my ears, I think that I will use only earbuds and not open back headphones or IMs, aside from the situations where isolation is extremely required. Then in that case I will use earbuds. I do not imagine what a higher priced, better performing earbud is going to sound like, because these already are amazing on their own. They are $3. Get them right now. Of course, do not get them if you already have some higher end and some better sounding earbuds. But for those who want to try, just like I did, get them. Try them with the rubber rings, try them with the foamies, try them without foam, try different things, find the signature that you like the most. You can tune these much more easily than an IM, because I think that the actual foam affects the sound in a greater way than what tips can do on an IMs. It is like a massive change. Yeah, I am very happy with these. I'm very content, and I'm just rambling and mumbling, so I'll stop. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Ciao!